Hello, folks. I know it's a very unusual time for maybe starting a reveal, but this one is a mint seal bag reveal. It's a little different from the others. And in that, I had trouble getting my cameras and stuff set up to be able to do this properly. I figured out that my camera wasn't working properly after I had already scheduled it. And so now I'm running behind trying to get ready for it. But here we are. And I'm hoping that we will gain a bit of an audience as we move along here, especially the West Coasters who are generally stuck into having to be with me either early in the morning or during the afternoon hours. And here we're finally into some slightly more evening hours for the West Coasters. By the way, there happens to be a West Coaster right there, Richard Sappington. There's Tyler. I'm just working now on trying to get all the names properly stuffed into the flip inserts for this show. The bag is sitting in front of me. I've got the camera working, and for the actual reveal, after we get the bag open, I'm going to move over to my regular my regular reveal show type format that will have the microscope so that you can see what's going under the scope. This particular issue, 1993D, is a rather scarce issue to come out with come out with bags. You don't see that many bags of them around. When you do find a bag of them, they're usually well over $1,000. It's not a cheap issue to get. The retail value on rolls of these is around $15 per roll. And we are at a point here where I was able to acquire a bag, and I did so rather inexpensively for what it was. And I decided, hey, this is a good one for a reveal show. So I'm getting everybody stuffed in here now. I'm finishing up that part of the job. I'm going to be doing, during this show, I'll be doing 2 pairs per person involved in the reveal. After the show is over, I will finish stuffing the remainder of the flip inserts and go through and randomly pull additional coins out of the bag for you guys. But by that time, we should know what you're looking for. We should know what we have in the bag. So that is going to be basically the way we're going to run about doing this. I've been refining very slightly each show how I'm running the bag reveals, because, well, we're certainly not going to go through 450 coins during one show and look at all of them under a microscope. You have to realize that when they seal a mint sealed bag, generally you're only going to have between, I'm going to say, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 different die pairings at the very most. Sometimes there's as few as 7 or 8 die pairings per bag. So once you've been through all of those different die pairings, you know whether or not there's a chance you're going to run into more stuff in the bag. Unless it's stuff like errors, like off-centers, saddle strucks, brockages, broad strucks, things like that. Those are a one-to-one thing. So there could be, there could be 4 of them in the entire bag of 5,000 coins. So what I'm working with here is just an attempt to try to get us, get our whistle wet and get somewhere with having a few of these opened up so that we all know what we've got. And so that's about that. How is everyone doing today? Looks like we've got our audience set. I've got just a few of these left to finish, and then we'll be ready to go. My cameras were not working properly, and I spent almost a half hour getting the cameras set And that was after I had broadcast the show, and I had not planned on having to spend a half an hour trying to get cameras together. That's just how it worked out. So unfortunate that I appear to be running late, but it was only because I was trying to get the camera set so you could see what was going on. Once I'd scheduled the show, I didn't want to unschedule it. I just wanted to go ahead and do it, but do it with at least some sort of working adaptation so that we could, get this done properly, or more or less properly. Is nobody going to tell me how they're doing today? Ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. Talk to me. Say something. I have about 12 of these left to stuff, and we'll be ready to go. I'll open the bag right here in front of you. This bag's not ever been opened. As far as I know, there have been just a short handful of people, all of them Mint employees, have ever seen these coins. It's one of those things where when we get the coins out and actually look at them in hand, one at a time, we'll be the first people to ever see these coins like that. He started moving today. Yuck. I don't like moving. I don't like moving at all. Okay. So I have what boils down to 2 inserts for each person involved in the bag. And here, let me get this tilted out this way a little bit so we can see what's going on here. Try to get everything, all the pieces together all at once here. Alright, so you take this one stitch that goes around the outside edge of the bag, goes around the corner of the bag. You cut that one stitch. Once you cut that one stitch, you'll have a piece that'll come off, and then you'll have another piece, this over here. Come on. Once I can get it to behave. Maybe I picked the wrong one to bust. Am I attacking this from the wrong end? I think I am. I think I'm hitting. See, there you go, 1993 Denver. We know what that is. Let me try it from the other end. This is probably the correct end. Because once you get it right, there it is. You just pull on it, and the whole thing comes apart, just like that. Brand new coins nobody's ever seen. They look like they're in really good shape too. So there might be some really excellent coins in here. Sometimes sealed bags have some really good stuff. I'm looking to see if there's any glaring obvious errors in here. I don't see anything right offhand. They're not very common, finding the glaring errors. Okay. So we have a whole bag of 1993 Denver Lincoln cents here. We're going to find out who gets what and see what we're doing right now. I'm going to lay out. Nope, that won't work that way. Will it work this way? There's 4 and 5. Let's see. Nope, I have to go around. Never mind. I'm doing this a totally wrong way. We're going to have to do it like this. Alright, there's that. And then there's that. And then there's that. Okay. Let me get set up here. Sometimes this becomes more difficult than it should be because I make it difficult, not on purpose. It just happens to work out that way. Let me reverse these again. I'm still not 100% into how this works, so let's... Alright. Okay, so I'm going to be over here in front of the scope. And I'm going to run these under the scope with the stick so that we can see what happens. All together. Here we go. Get my sticks and I'm going to set these out. 5 pairs worth of them. Grab them straight out of the bag. Man, these are nice coins. There's some very clean looking coins here. Okay, here is how I'm going to work it. I'll try anyway. See if this works. Here's my first pair. This will be my obverse side of the first pair, which will go to Frostbite. So Frostbite will get this and its companion coin. Now we're not going to run into any double or any RPMs here. No RPMs. Okay, there's a nice marker. Nice die scratch under the TY there. And look at the second coin here, and then I'll flip these two over. There's another really nice marker. Is it the same die? No, it's not. It's a different die pair. And one of the main things we're looking for on these is going to be the columns on the reverse, because that is where most of the double dies on the 93D are known. It's up there in the columns. There we go. We've got doubled columns. There's a chance for column bars, which if you're not familiar with what those are, if we find one tonight, I'll definitely stop and show it to you, and we'll get familiar with what it is. I enjoy a challenge. I've always loved challenge. Alright, the second one, reverse. The first one didn't have anything. Here's the second one on the reverse side. And I am not seeing anything doubled here either, although they are very nice coins. Okay, so the second pair goes to Mickey. Okay, here is the first coin. A few marks on this one. Nothing on the obverse on that. Nice little marker right there on this one. Let's see if there's anything on the obverse on this guy. Nothing there. So we'll flip these 2 coins over. And the first coin first. And looking everywhere here to see. If there's anything I can deem as special. I'm seeing what appears to be some doubling in the bays, albeit very minor. Not really sure this is actually a double die, but I do see something that carries a little more promise than the other coins we were looking at earlier. I'll have to take a really good look at this later. Turn these directly into the light. You got just a few really light lines moving up and down in these. I don't think, no, they're not. They're not. Look, there's die scrapes right there. This is die scratches. That's what that is. It's die scratches. All right, so the next one. And Mickey's second coin here. I'm not seeing anything on it. Nothing on the first coin, nothing on the second coin. So that's Mickey's pair. So up next, Anthony Rashnia's pair. So here's the first 2 coins for Anthony. And the first one. Okay, it has the same marker as one of the early ones, which is that stick coming out. It's got a toothpick coming out of his chin. So that one's not going to have anything on it. Second coin's the same die. Same die as the last one, so I'm going to flip these over. We'll make sure real quick. I'm going to put these at an angle so it's easier to see what's going on between the columns. Got nothing going on this one. Nothing there. We'll try this next one. I think it's the same die, so the same issues here as we would on the other one, which in this particular case are none at all. Okay. So that's Anthony. Next up, Farm Dog. Okay, we'll put Farm Dog's 2 coins under the scope and see. The obverse here. It's the same die again. That makes that easy. And this is a different die. Okay, this one has a scratch in the TY going in the other direction. So I don't really have anything remarkable to add to the markers on the obverse. Oh, here we go. A couple of pretty heavy die dots in the vest straight over from the D. Alright, so let's flip those 2 over. We know the first coin is not likely to return anything because we've seen the obverse on this one before. And it indeed shows nothing. Now the second one, we have anything here? No. Unfortunately, no. We do not. Okay. That was for Farm Dog. Let's check here. Oops, who's next? Next up's going to be Mark. Let me move these other coins over. Here we go for Mark. And he's got the same die as Anthony and the others on that one and on that one. So his is a no-go. We will check. I'm not going to say these are no-goes because some of these coins could be an easy 66 grade. There's some really, really nice coins here. Pretty high quality stuff. Nope, nothing there. All right, so give me a moment while I put these coins in their new homes. Take me a minute or two. And all the exact coins that we named out for each person are going in that person's flips. I got this part down to a science. A runaway whisker, yeah. Looks to me like a toothpick. I'm going to call it the toothpick coins. I know it comes out of his lip, but we won't give that too much attention. Let me throw on my next 5 pairs of coins. And Born Rebel comes up with the first pair here. And what do we have? Not a toothpick coin. Turn my lights down just a little bit. Turn the lights down low. Listen to the music on the radio. I know I'm old. I'm old enough to remember that song. Okay, this is the other die, the one that has the 2 large die dots right there. So that one is a known die. And this one, toothpick coin. So those are going to turn out to be pretty much nothing. Now the reason that we're coming up with these obverse markers is because eventually we'll be able to look at the obverse only and tell whether or not there's something going on the reverse side of those coins. Got nothing there. And this one, is also reverse normal. All right. Next pair up. Doug. Mr. Doug. Well, it's not a toothpick coin. This is the one that has the markers just above the demint mark. We've seen this. Particular die pair. Okay, let's check this one. What do we have here? Oh, that's an interesting mark in the middle of his beard. I don't know what that is. That looks like a clash of some sort, but I don't know what. Okay, this is this one doesn't quite look like the others. So we're going to have to find an obverse marker on this. That's a usable marker. I could use that stuff that's in the beard. I don't even know what that is. Let's check the other coin. Same area. Now see, it's not there. This is a onesie thing to the die. Either that or it's a bubble that got damaged during the minting. Let's use the die dot next to the 1 and the die dot in the middle of the second 9. We'll use that as our marker in this particular case. Let me flip these 2 coins over and see what we got. The first one we shouldn't expect anything. The second one I don't think we've seen before. So here's the first one. Nope, a few gas bubbles. Nothing very attractive. And the second one, we're going to wait on the middle. We're going to look at the outside first and come back to the middle. And there's nothing there. Nothing on that one. All right, my third pair. We'll go to not Penny Hoarder, but Roy Wheeler. Alright, let me slide that pair over and take a good look at it. See what we've got going on here. Alright, that's not a toothpick coin. It's not a vest coin. It's not a mark above the D, and it's not a dot in the 9. I don't know that we've seen this die bear. We might not have seen this die yet. Who's next door? Nope. That one again is different. Sometimes finding markers could be a really difficult thing to do, because some of these little dots you see on here are actually little tiny gas bubbles, and they look like die dots. And sometimes what looks like a die dot is not going to be one. I'm also checking these when I flip them over to see if there's any misalignment between the obverse and reverse, so that we might at some point actually put our eyes upon a misaligned die arrangement. Looking here at column 5, bay 5, next to column 5, which is the one just to the left side of the statue. Appeared to have something in the middle of it, but it does not. Doesn't have anything remarkable on it at all. Ooh, that's a weaker strike as it appears there. Your slightly weaker strikes, or your weaker strike coins, are mainly going to show up on the memorials. It's going to show up mostly up here in states of, and the reason for that is because this area of the coin is absolutely and directly opposite this area right here down at the bottom of the bust, where you're trying to fill in design on both sides, and when you don't get a complete strike, then you don't fill anything in completely, and it turns into kind of a jumbled mess. Alright, so the next pair six new listings and 3 are plate coins. That's pretty sweet right there. You never know when Chuck's going to come banging on your door looking for a plate coin. Oh, there's a toothpick coin. What about this one? Not a toothpick coin. Boy, I may be looking at the same die as over and over again here and just not really recognizing it. Okay, there's a pretty heavy die scratch on the D. God. So I think this could be a new, different die for us to concern ourselves with. Let's see what we have. Now the toothpick coin's not going to have anything, so we're just going to look at it for basic bigger error. See, there's a more completely struck coin there. Your letters are almost filled in. Now here's your next one. This was the one that's not the toothpick coin. This is a line D coin. And God, the D is somewhat struck out. And didn't get anything on that. So Malcolm is next. Calipigian, a plate coin. When we find die varieties in these rolls that we go through, or the bags that we go through, that are either brand new ones that have never been listed, or if they're ones that have been listed but we don't have good photos, we reserve those coins and take them off to the side and photograph them for the website. When we do photograph them for the website, they become what are known as plate coins, because a plate image is, or a plate subject is, what was actually put into a point of reference, such as a book or website or something to that effect, and the subject of that plate becomes that plate coin. So what I'm saying is, if we use your coin to take photos for the website or the book or the coin cars or whatever, then we use your name to credit when we name that plate coin on the website or in the book or whatever we do. We give you credit for the item. It becomes what is more or less known as a discovery piece, but we don't generally call it discovery piece because we don't know who actually discovered these things. All we know is who first reported them to us. And there is my second set of pairs. Stop it. Coins wanted to override each other. There we go. Alright. What did I... Oh, that's what I did. So far we've been through, what is it, 2 times 10, 20 coins, and have not yet found anything, but we're going to keep working. We're going to keep working, see what we get here. Here's some nice BU coins here, folks. Very nice. Fully uncirculated BU coins. And the first pair. It was Taco John. And let's see what we have here for Taco John. It's not a toothpick coin. It's not a funny beard coin. It's not a dot in the 9 or a mark above the D. It doesn't look like it's a vest issue coin. Could be something new. I do not know for sure. There is a toothpick coin. So one of the coins we know is going to be, or rather, normal, unless it's a struck through or something like that, which we will find out. I'm going to be looking at both sides of every coin. Not with a microscope. I'll be looking at both sides of every coin for the possibility that it could be a scarce error coin of some sort, in which case I will write you a note and let you know what it is, for sure. Alright. Second pair now. Go to Sissy. Second pair for Sissy. That's split plating there. That's the same die as the one I just looked at. That mark on the inside of the L tells me so. I remember that marker. Remember the marker. That's the game we play here. Remember the marker. I don't know what kind this one is, though. There are plenty of markers on it. It's not one I'm familiar with. Let's see what we have, if anything, here. First, a reverse. Nothing. second reverse. That is actually machine doubling that you see there on the IC and the RIC of America. That is machine doubling. And I got nothing. Alright, so our third pair. Looking at Josie Fletcher. Miss Fletcher. Toothpick coin. We have one toothpick coin. And one I'm not sure I recognize. So we'll flip them both. Take a look at the toothpick coin on the reverse and see if there's anything going on there. A tiny struck through right there on the TE states. A little tiny fiber of some sort. We got nothing going on there. Still trying. Next up, who do we have? Anthony. Up for his next batch. Let's see what happens here. Toothpick coin. And not a toothpick coin. We have that little thing on the top of the 9, top of the first 9. That is a marker, as are the two little dots on the inside of the vest there across from the D. And there's your dent on the inside of the L of Liberty. So we're starting to put together a little bit of self-education on what's going on with these particular dies. But this one I think is going to be best marked by the upper 9, the first upper 9. Alright, pretty sure we've seen these little guys before, so we're just going to kind of give it a good check on the reverse to see if we have anything of credulous merit. Nothing there. And what about this little guy? And I'll tell you what I'm looking for. Not to slow you down any, but to just let you know how thoroughly I actually am looking. One of the first things I do is I check to be sure the A and the M are touching. That's the close AM design. That's the normal design for this particular issue. Next thing I check is inside the bays. I'm looking for any vertical lines on the inside of the bays that don't belong there. Now, you'll see that there is a vertical line here. There is also a vertical line here. Those lines are supposed to be there. That's part of the design. But any other lines would be of difference in nature. Now I'm also looking for doubled columns next to the statue. I'm also looking for doubled knees, doubled feet. Anything that would give me a good indication that we have a double die, which I see nothing. Then I'm also looking for any class 2 or class 6 distension or separation along the outer edge of the design. When I see nothing in all of those categories, I'm pretty safe to say we have a normal coin. Next pair. So many things to be checking for. Let's see who gets this one. Calipigian. Calipigian. Let's see what Calipigian's going to get. Now, this one with some fuzz around the eye area. What else do we have on this? Nothing of super high importance. Obviously, I can't really pick out a good marker. So, I'll just have to use the reverse on this one. Let's check this and see what this has. It's also not a toothpick coin. That's kind of interesting, that strip right there. It looks like a strip of something struck into the coin. That's unusual. I don't see anything else here. Looks like Zorro left his mark. You see the Z? The buttonhole? Z marks the spot. Did I catch one? No. I thought maybe I caught a rotated reverse. Alright, let's see here. Check the reverse on these. Check for all the different things that I told you I was checking for. And nothing there. Next coin. Also, nothing there. So we have our 5 pairs and their owners. Please remember that if you have not yet paid your invoices for this week, I do have all invoices sent. So if you don't know you have a new invoice, check your email. If you don't have them in email, check your spam. If you can't find them in your spam folder, you can't find them in your inbox, please let me know that you bought something, you didn't get an invoice. Because they have all been sent. Next, 5 pairs. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, 4, and 5. How'd that happen? Did I flip an extra? I must have. How'd that happen? Had to have. Okay, well, Richard will get these. First 2. Let's see. Oh, they're toothpick coin. Next one, another toothpick coin. Well, that kind of cancels those out pretty fast. See what we have on the revise. Nothing there. And nothing there. The end. Toothpick coin. Toothpick coin. We've got a lot of toothpick coins in this handful. Nothing big on the reverse. Nothing. That was for Deanne. Next up, how about Farm Dog? Get Farm Dog a little bit here. See what happens. Next paya. Nothing. It's a pretty clean pair of coins, though. We'll see any of our known markers. Let me get on to the second one. That's a toothpick coin there. It's got that bald patch right behind a little scraped patch right behind the neck. It's been on all the toothpick coins so far. Okay, so reverse side of these two guys. Yeah, they don't look like they have anything going on. Let me check. No. I don't know what that is. That certainly had me going. I was thinking double die there for a sec. But a double die like that would have follow through. You would have doubling on the FG, you'd have doubling on the C, on the I. I don't see anything except what appears to be doubling on the A. And if I did an overlay of that, it would probably prove that it's probably just a form of machine doubling. Alright, next up. Nothing. Well, that's kind of a bummer. No, nothing doubled on these yet. Haven't found anything yet. Got a couple of die pairs that I definitely know from the obverse by marker. But we haven't seen anything doubled on these. Here's a toothpick coin right there. Toothpick sticking out of his lip. That actually has a little bit of a struck through going on the 9. Struck through a little clot of something. Alright. Take a look at the reverse side now. See if we have anything worth chit-chatting about here. This is not the toothpick coin, so there's some possibility. Maybe. Perhaps. Nope. Well, that's a very strange looking thing right there. That is not damage on the coin. Not sure exactly what it is, but that was struck that way. That's odd. Let's check this second one here. That's a strange little thing. I don't know what that is. It was struck that way, though. Well, Richard will end up with that. Now Carl. Oops. Carl will come up next. How did these... Man, I was going fast. I got things all messed up. How about if we do it this way? There we go. Much better. Okay, Carl. Carl, your pair is the last pair on the stick. What do we see? I got nothing. So nothing looking on this one. And move over to toothpick coin. Last coin on the stick. It's toothpick coin. So, and take a look at the reverse on both of these. Nothing on this first one. Now, the toothpick coin, we're only going to look for like major error stuff because we've already been through a lot of these on the reverse, and there are no die varieties on the reverse of this one. No double die. Okay. Now curl goes under there, and grab that pair. That pair, that pair. Here's number 4 and number 5. No, I don't think that was a clash. If it were a clash, it would be on a lot of the other coins. Thing is, it has to be a coin-to-coin error because we've seen all the dies at this point, and we would have noticed that on another coin, if it was on another coin, which I don't believe it was. This one looks kind of odd. It's a little bit slight different color than the others. It could be one of those yellow coins, but I can't tell because I can't see the difference. All right, so there's 5 pairs. First person, Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray. Now there's a die marker right there. That thing out of the rim past the D. That's actually that's on the die. So this could be a different die pair from any of those we've seen so far. Could be. Yep, there's another one right there. So it could be that we're just not used to seeing them, or it could be that this is a different die pair than those we've seen so far, which would mean there could possibly be something here. This might be the one that had the damage in the vest next to the D. Could be a number of things, but now we have a good permanent marker to use. Let's see what we have on the reverse side. No, nothing on that one. Check this one, same die. Should have the same thing if there is anything. And nada. Let's see if I can find any markers that match between the two on this side. Okay. Yes. This this little bit of damage right here is the same on this coin. So you can see between the two coins, that little mark at the rim is the same. Got that thing above the T in states. Yeah, it's there on both of them. If I turn the coins like this, you'll see them much easier. Right there, a little scratch right above the T that connects them. Could even be a little die crack. Connects the T to the rim. And right there it is again. So we definitely know that we have the same die pair. So let's check the next. Doug? Doug. Well, it's not a toothpick coin. It doesn't appear that it has the rim issue down here, but you can't really tell for sure because, well, the die is just a little tiny bit misaligned. But I don't think it's the same thing. Let's check the next coin. And this one's got a pretty hefty little amount of damage on the die. Let me check the other side. Oh, that's not Doug's. Yeah, it is Doug's. That is Doug's. Chuck's got to remember when he actually changes the cards out like he's supposed to. Let's see here. And die scratches. North and south on that. There's die scratches on that. So let's check here. Nothing. Nothing. Next. Mr. Penny Hoarder. What does Mr. Penny Hoarder have? Well, it's not a toothpick coin. It's not a rim damage coin. It's not a dent in the L coin. It's not the one with the 9. Nope. I don't know. Here's another one. This one is Chuck, stop being annoying and get your hand out of the way. There we go. I'm Big Chuck. Little Chuck is the one who's being annoying over here. Mini me. Get your hand out of the way, little Chuck. Alright, let's see. Where do we go for this? Here we go. And well, nothing, unfortunately. Next one. Alright, we are at nothing again. So Mark is going to get the next little pair. And this first coin has an oddity in its color. It's a toothpick coin. It looks like it's just toned oddly. But why would it happen to this coin when we have an entire bag full of nice clean coins here? You get this one. See the difference? You get this one that's a different color. Another toothpick coin. That's 2 toothpick coins in a row right there. Saw a bottle of Jack on Lincoln's lap. Might take you a while to get there, Doug. The reverse is kind of a little bit dirty or something too. Looks like maybe this coin fell on the floor and they picked it up and threw it in the hopper. I don't know. You saw me bust the stitches on the bag. Ooh, that's kind of weird. Another case of that machine doubling, only not quite as straight up as the other. I'm kind of curious about this. It looks almost like there's rust underneath the copper here. That's weird. Usually don't see that kind of thing as late as 93. If this was a 88 or 89, I would say, yeah, that would be easy enough to explain. Okay, Jordan. Jordan comes up here with the last pair on this stick. Toothpick coin. Number 1 was a toothpick coin. Number 2 is not a toothpick coin. This one looks like a... Nope. Not sure what this one is. We'll just have to flip it over and find out. Where do we go from here? Nothing. Next coin. Nothing again. All right. Well, this isn't how I wanted this to work out. But of course I have zero influence over the United States Mint. I keep telling them I need bags with die varieties in them. Just don't get them that way. Well, I am showing a clock. I have an excellent connection, but I'm showing a spinning wheel in the middle. We are getting low on time. We've been on for well over an hour at this point. I'm going to go ahead and do one more stick, and then I'm going to call it for the evening. And work on getting the rest of your coins together and done. One more stick. Here we go. Deang comes up with the first coins in on the next stick. And Deanne. Well, I don't recognize any markers. I'm sure I've seen a couple of them before. Let's try the next one. No immediate recognition of markers on the obverse of either of those two coins. Let's flip them over and check what we have on the reverse sides. Here's our first one. Nothing there. Next up. Nothing there either. Well, so far, no joy. Malcolm. Malcolm, what do we have for you? That one's a toothpick coin. Alright. Don't see anything major on either one of them on the reverse. And on the second coin, also not a big one. Alright, try the next. Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray pops up here again. Let's see what Kelly Ray gets. Yeah. Nothing on the first one. Toothpick coin. Alright, let's see what Kelly Ray comes up with on the reverse side. This one's going to be a little more interesting because, well, I'm not sure we've seen this. I mean, you know, logically, I'm relatively certain we've seen all the different die pairs, but I can't prove it. So, this one we've definitely seen. This is a toothpick coin. Alright, next up, after Kelly Ray, is Parvis. Let's see what we have here. That's the D damage. I know we've seen this before. Next one. Yeah, I'm not sure. So let's flip them both over and take a good look. Nothing there. And nothing there. Okay. All right, Mickey. Mickey's got a special spot in the pool. Now there is a repeat right there because we've got that dot in the middle of the 9 plus the dot next to the 1. But Mickey's getting a special place in the pool because this will be the last pair of coins we look at live out of this bag. I will fill the rest of them. We've seen this die too because it has damage down below the demint mark. So it looks like I'm going to end up with kind of a dud bag as far as die varieties are concerned. Now, you could still come up with some pretty high grade coins out of this because I have seen that a few of these have turned out to be very nice coins. Just haven't seen any die varieties on anything, which of course is not completely out of the norm. In fact, it's more normal than finding die varieties would be. So we're going to go ahead and put these in their new homes. And I only have about 300 to 400 more coins to put in their homes tonight. And it's 10 p.m. So I think I'm going to let you guys enjoy your evenings, and I'm going to crank up a little bit of music and sit here and stuff flip inserts until bedtime. So I appreciate you guys coming around, and that's all I've got for this particular bag. I wish you guys a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.